to attach a handle, what you're going to do is you're going to roll out a coil, the shape that you want that coil to be. Nicholas decided that he wanted his thicker towards the top part of the handle and then thinner towards the bottom, okay? Now with something like this with a handle, if you wanted to, you could take this extra part on the bottom and kind of curve it up. You can make a design out of it, but you do want to make sure that this clay is very plastic. You want to make sure that there's a lot of moisture in this clay because we're going to be bending and turning it. So what I would do, so he's kind of got the shape of his handle here. And what you're going to do, so if you imagine this handle is going to be touching almost like a vertical surface, we want to cut the top part of where the handle is going to be attached at an angle. So this is going to be the top of the handle, so I'm going to get my cutting tool and I would cut this like so. And then what I would do is I would mark on my pot, looking at it straight ahead, where my handle is going to be connected. Nicholas, do you have your rough draft handy? Or your drawing? Pretty sure it was like here and here. And I want to make sure that this is a vertical line, so I'm going to kind of hold my tool up this way so that I know that it's going to be placed accurately, because I want the top to line up where it's connected to the side. Another thing you have to think to yourself, am I using this as an actual mug? I'd want to make sure that the opening of where I'm placing my handle is big enough for fingers to fit into it, or is it just decorative? Can it touch here and here? Do you think that looks good? Yes? Okay. So then from here, I'm going to kind of place this on. And I'm not happy with how I cut that. I want this to be cut like this. So test it before you score and slip. It's going to rest up this way and then come down like this. Now Nicholas, are you actually going to use this as a mug? Yeah. Yes? Okay. So we want to make sure that there's enough room there for his fingers. So I want this to arc up even more. I'm going to adjust this angle one more time. I'm going to have it curve up this way. I'm going to trim some of this off so it's easier to maneuver. Do you want any decoration on the end, or do you want it just to be straight? Straight. Straight? Okay. Connect it like that, his hand would fit. Do you want to keep that straight line to the bottom, or you do? So just like this? Okay. So for here, he's got the shape that he wants. It matches up the way he wants it. So what we're going to do is we're going to score where this is being attached. And he's got all of this resting along the side of his mug, so I'm going to score this whole thing. I'm going to score this a little better, my marks, nice and deep. This is being attached here. And remember, when you add slip, it only has to be on one part of the other. You don't have to do both. And then from here, I'm going to blend the top. In place. Press this in place. I'm going to stand back and make sure that it's straight. Okay, and then if I want to reinforce this top part so that a crack does not form, what I can do is I can roll a very thin coil of clay. And I can reinforce around the top of this and blend this in. Okay. I could reinforce along the sides of this and blend this in. A tip to blend things that are kind of tough to get at. So for example, to blend that coil in up here, I could use this a tool similar to this. If my finger doesn't fit in there, if my finger fit in, that would be effective, that would work just as well. So I'm going to blend this in around here for reinforcement. And it looks kind of messy, and let's say my fingers are just kind of a little bit too thick to fit in there. I can take a small piece of paper toweling and fold it into the shape of a thin rectangle. And dunk that into my water cup. And you can kind of seesaw it back and forth around that edge, and that's going to help smooth that out. I'm not going to finish it completely because I'm going to let Nicholas do some of his work. Okay, so that's a handle. And then if anyone gets ready for a lid, I don't want to take it, you could